The reasons why Europe is developed and wealthy. Hello everyone, welcome to the 5-Minute Discovery channel. Europe is not only a famous region but also the most influential center in the world, with outstanding development in both economic and cultural fields. It is home to many globally influential powers, which has certainly attracted the attention of many people across the planet. Europe is not only rich but also possesses the most advanced technology in the world, from scientific achievements to innovation in technology fields. The question is, how could an initially small region on the edge of the Eurasian continent develop so dramatically? Today's video will help us explore and learn about geography, history and what factors have helped Europe become the center of development and advancement. Let's explore these interesting things together and leave your comments below. Before going into the content, remember to like and share, especially subscribe to the channel to support me. Thank you very much. Now let's start. History and culture. Europe is not only a land with a long and rich history but also a place marked by cultural diversity. With over thousands of years of history, this region witnessed the birth of ancient civilizations and kingdoms such as ancient Greece and the Roman Republic, thereby ushering in a vibrant and cultural era. Evolution. During the Middle Ages, Europe witnessed the rise of powerful empires such as England, France, Spain and Germany, each of which made important contributions to human civilization. The Renaissance era and subsequent world wars helped shape the region's modern image, from a place of cultural and artistic achievements to breakthroughs in science and technology. These achievements are not only the pride of Europe but also a driving force for global economic and social development. Europe is a destination that cannot help but admire with its profound cultural features and outstanding contributions in the process of human history. Europe has a favorable geographical location. Europe is a continent with a particularly favorable geographical location, and this is one of the important reasons explaining the outstanding development of many countries in this region. With an extensive system of mountains, rivers, oceans and forests, Europe not only provided a natural barrier between peoples but also promoted open trade and movement. Geographic conditions. This advantage makes traveling, transporting goods and trading easier than ever. In particular, Europe's vast network of rivers and seas has supported the economic and social development of countries in this continent. The abundance of land and favorable climatic conditions have created a vigorous agriculture, providing enough food to sustain a large and diverse population. In addition, this geographical location has also played a important role in forming and binding European countries together. At the same time, it was also a factor that prevented many historical invasions and gave European people a strong ability to defend themselves. Europe is truly endowed with the best geographical advantages in the world, which not only helps with economic development but also strengthens the continent's rich culture and history. Populism has helped Europe develop. Colonialism was an important factor in the development of Europe. This cannot be denied. From the 1500s to 1900s, many European nations expanded their colonies around the world, creating a period of enormous occupation and influence. The acquisition of territory and the exploitation of resources from new lands increased the wealth and influence of European nations. Colonial policy allowed Europe to access resources at lower prices, without the need for traditional trade. This spurred the economic and industrial development of Europe, providing the foundation for their great growth in later periods. However, criticism of colonialism does not lack arguments. It has had negative consequences, including oppressive rule and violence against indigenous peoples, and negatively affected the natural development of local cultures. European nations may have benefited from colonialism, but at the same time were responsible for the social and moral consequences it brought. Colonialism is an indispensable part of history. European development history. It has played an important role in enhancing the status and power of these countries in the international arena, but it has also meant facing controversies about its ethics and social consequences. It is an integral part of understanding Europe's development and influence today. Competition between countries. Europe, with its cultural and geographical diversity, was once a mosaic of many smaller countries within a narrow geographical area. This has fueled a vibrant competition between nations, marking the first step in the continent's challenging and competitive development journey. Over Europe's long history, nations have had to utilize talent and technology to maintain independence and not be imposed by larger nations. They had to compete fiercely with each other for vital resources, and the results of these competitions gave rise to Europe's identity and development compared to other regions of the world. Competition between nations has spurred research and innovation, leading to more advanced economic and political solutions. This is why Europe is not only a rich and economically developed region, but also a leading cultural and scientific center in the world today. Through these accounts, we see that competition played an important role in building European civilization and progress. It is a compelling story of competition, creativity, and human resilience in the face of the toughest challenges. Political stability. Europe is an example of political stability, one of the important factors helping this continent develop rapidly. For decades, Europe's stable political system has contributed to economic prosperity and cultural progress, giving investors confidence and encouraging sustainable development. Solid political stability in Europe is not simply about maintaining order and security. That is the foundation for building responsible political systems, where power is strictly monitored and controlled, avoiding biased actions or group interests. Responsible political polling systems as well as measures to prevent corruption and protect civil rights have created a favorable environment for inclusive development. Europe is not only home to democratic countries but is also an example of an effective division of power, helping political and economic decisions to be made fairly and correctly. Citizen participation in these processes further increases the transparency and efficiency of these systems, thereby promoting European development and prosperity. By explaining and celebrating their unique characteristics, representing Europe's stable political system, we clearly see how the cause of building and protecting democratic values has made an important contribution to the success of this continent. It is a compelling story of ingenuity, wisdom and commitment to a brighter future for everyone. Developed infrastructure. Europe, with its outstanding infrastructure development, is a clear demonstration of understanding and commitment to infrastructure investment. These are not only physical structures but also solid foundations to enhance the economic and social development of countries on this continent. Infrastructure is not simply roads, railways or airports. It is a system where people, goods and information can flow freely, creating an environment favorable for economic development and trade. Europe has wisely invested in and maintained its infrastructure, thereby opening up opportunities for everyone to participate in economic life in an efficient and sustainable way. Industrialization and infrastructure expansion during the 18th and 19th centuries spurred the strong development of many European countries. This is the result of hard work and creativity in building, expanding and maintaining infrastructure, giving Europe a solid foundation to advance further in the global development race. Europe is not only famous for its modern infrastructure but is also an example of sustainable and reasonable investment in infrastructure. This has contributed significantly to the success and prosperity of this continent, gradually bringing the European economy to a leading position in the world. Europe is densely populated. Europe, with a population of nearly 750 million today, is an example of the growth that a large population can bring. Crowding is not merely a number, but a remarkably important factor in promoting the wealth and economic development of a region. For every person, this is a valuable resource, a potential to increase economic productivity and enhance labor efficiency. This not only helps a country become richer, but also promotes sustainable development through improving labor productivity and strengthening economic connectivity. Europe's high population density also brings economic and social advantages. Having more people living closer together creates favorable conditions for trade, commerce and transportation activities. This makes everything from infrastructure to housing and transportation easier, thereby promoting the continent's overall development. Thanks to its large population and smart use of economic and human connections, Europe has established itself as one of the leading growing regions in the world. This is a clear example of how diversity and population density can greatly contribute to the inclusive and sustainable development of a continent. International commerce. International trade has played an important role in European development, and the EU single market is a clear example of cooperation and economic strengthening on the continent. Europe is not only a territory but also an extremely important one in the international trading system, thanks to the close links between member states. With 44 countries integrated together, the EU accounts for 23% of the world's total assets, standing out as one of the largest economies on the planet. This is not just a number, but a living testament to Europe's strength and great influence in the global economy. The strong development of the European economy has brought significant benefits to people with higher living standards and to businesses with the opportunity to expand their scale of operations. This not only helps increase government's income through taxes, but also provides the necessary resources to invest in areas that support national development. Europe is more than just an economy, which is a successful model of international cooperation and sustainable development. This extensive connection not only promotes economic development but also brings broad social benefits to the entire region. That is why Europe continues to be one of the bright spots in today's world economic picture. Education and training system. Europe has demonstrated a strong commitment to investing in education and training systems, one of the core elements for raising population levels and promoting economic and social development. With high-quality education systems, Europe not only creates favorable conditions for highly qualified workers but also encourages creativity and innovation. The education system in Europe is known for its diversity, variety and high quality, with significant development and special emphasis on improving the quality of education. Each member state in the European Union has its own education system, but the common point is compulsory education from kindergarten to high school, ensuring all citizens have the opportunity to receive basic education and development. Necessary skills. In particular, students in Europe have many study options and majors after graduating from high school, from universities to vocational training centers and art academies. Investment in completely free or low-tuition public education along with financial support such as scholarships and loans helps people easily access higher education. Europe is also famous for its schools. World-leading university, providing cutting-edge training and excellent research. Mobility in the European education system is also strongly promoted, making it easier for pupils and students to move and study in many different countries, thereby expanding the world and improving their professional qualifications. Resources and energy. Europe is a continent rich in diverse and strongly developed natural resources, from fossil energy sources to renewable sources, which play an important role in its economic development and environmental protection. Many countries here, countries such as Russia, Germany and the UK stand out for their large reserves of fossil resources such as oil, gas and coal. Thanks to the efficient exploitation of these resources, Europe not only reduces energy costs but also meets the growing demand for energy. Besides, Europe is also a pioneer in the use of renewable energy such as wind, solar, hydroelectric and biological energy. Denmark and Germany are typical examples of the successful application of these technologies, contributing to minimizing negative impacts on the environment and protecting resources for future generations. With rich underground water sources and vast forests, Europe not only provides clean water to communities but also supports agriculture and industry. The continent's arable lands provide important raw materials for timber, food and other agricultural products, contributing to economic and social sustainability. With its long coastlines, Europe also has great potential in exploiting energy from the sea such as ocean wind energy, tidal energy and other marine energy projects. These are clean and sustainable energy sources that help the continent move towards green and environmentally friendly development. This is the end of the story video about the reasons why the European economy developed and became rich. If you feel good, remember to like and subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell if you don't want to miss the video. Which is mine. Thank you very much, hello and see you again.